Welcome back to D&D Journey of the 5th Edition.
Woohoo!
We're trying a little something different. We're working title is Keeping It Classy in the Keep. Because there might be Keeping It Classy out there, so we're just going to change it a little to Keeping It Classy in the Keep.
Nice.
So we're going to spotlight the occasional class, because a bunch of my awesome patrons on the Patreon site at patreon.com/CPPN.
Woohoo! I back CPPN.
Yes.
I back them.
Yeah.
Yes.
We love patrons.
Yes.
And we also have other cool friends who are on Patreon.
Yeah.
Like who?
Like Chris.
Like Madame Askew.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought you meant...
No,
I
Chris
thought
is
you were
a
talking about
supporter on
our
Patreon.
patrons.
Well,
No.
I was talking... I'm sorry.
no, Chris is an amazing patron, and we all love him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure I still owe Chris, cookies or tea or in-person flirtation. I'm not really sure, but I'm down for all of those things.
I'm sorry. I misheard. But yes.
Yes. But also I have my own Patreon, patreon.com/Madame Askew. And I do a lot of costuming related posts. I share tutorials. We share a lot of pictures. We do a lot of live videos, at least 2 a week. And we also do quarterly tea reviews and quarterly, etiquette questions and all sorts of things. So it's pretty good, actually.
It's
awesome.
fantastic. I'm a patron.
I'm very happy with it. So that's me.
Yep. So we decided on the Patreon, we did the little poll, and we picked rogues as the first class that we're going to talk about. Those sneaky bastards hiding in the back corner.
Yeah, I know at least 2 people who are all about the rogues.
Yeah, because it's all about the sneakiness.
We're in the channel right now, so.
Mm-hmm. So why do you, Jocelyn, like rogues?
So, when I play a character in D&D, I actually like to pull on a lot of skills beyond the combat skills. Combat is fun, but that's not the entirety of a D&D campaign for me. So I love having a character that's able to use charisma and charm and their wits and their wiles to come up with a social solution to the game, to the problematic situation. At the same time, that character can, in a pinch, also fuckstart people in the face with a dagger.
And in a pinch something.
Yeah.
And in a pinch something. So that's kind of... I love the utility of the rogue, that it allows me to have some martial skills, but that the rest of the skills, the social skills, are really strong. And since that's what I like to do as a player and as a human, I like to interact with people and find social solutions, then it's a really great fit for my play style. Although I have not played a rogue in
Forever.
5 years. So it'd be really nice to play one again.
Mm-hmm. Though you are being awesome with the bard.
Thank you. I've been having fun with the bards.
And I do agree, rogues have always been one of the big skill monkeys in every edition of D&D and Pathfinder.
Yeah.
That they're the one that has the most skills because they're the troubleshooter that does it all.
Well, let me tell you, I have not played a rogue since 4th edition. So it'd be really... We're talking about it.
We're talking about it.
It'd be fun to play a rogue again.
Plans are being hatched.
We'll have to do something about that.
Yay!
Okay. So Kelly, why do you like rogues?
Oh, well, I like them because it's they get to be the kind of person that I, of course, would never be in real life, so you get to do things that, whereas I tend to always follow the rules, the law. You get to break the law.
Breaking the law.
There's just something kind of freeing about, not that I would ever do it in real life, but to be able to. And I never play vicious rogues anyways. Mm-hmm. I don't play them necessarily for, to be mean. Yeah. Hi, I'm Toby. I like the, your friendly neighborhood rogue.
Mm-hmm. I like to be the charming rogue.
The charming rogue.
The robber baron rogue.
Exactly, the Robin Hood. I used to be a huge fan of Robin Hood when I was a kid. Oh my God, I was so devastated when I found out that my college my university no longer did archery, and I'm like, what? So then I took up fencing. I did fencing for a semester. I did really okay. Because, of course, I had an advantage being left-handed. I was the only one in the class that was left-handed. So, you know.
That's awesome.
They didn't know. They're like, literally, what the fuck? How do we deal with this? But it's that chance for me to be outside the rules and regulations that I normally live my life by.
Yeah.
You know, not that I want to see, you know, civilization fall or things go like, I don't approve of stealing, but there is a certain amount of romanticism about being able to be that gentleman thief.
Yeah.
You know, that there's this, as I like it as the art form, not necessarily in real life principle, but it's fun to play in an imaginary setting.
Plus Scarlet Pimpernel.
Yeah.
They seek him there. They seek him there.
Seriously, by just playing D&D, you don't normally walk around town and kill random people.
Well,
Exactly.
not normally. That's definitely an off
In
day.
extreme situations, I can see.
It's definitely an off
But
day.
it's not like an everyday thing.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It can be.
So what do you like about rogues? Even though I know you haven't had a chance to really get down and play one.
I haven't gotten to play one yet, but it seems that they are well-rounded. It's not just all about lifting heavy things. It's not all about, just being strong in battle. You have skills that apply to all the different situations
Mm-hmm.
really well. I mean, that would be really easy to play. Plus, everyone loves a rule breaker.
Little rapscallion.
Everyone loves a rebel.
Scallywag.
See, I gotta agree. Going back to like Bilbo Baggins, the rogue is the quintessential dungeon crawler. They sneak when they need to sneak. They pick locks when they need to pick locks. They disable the traps when they need to disable the traps. It's not just about going up and getting that great extra crit damage from behind. It's about you finding other ways around there. You can lie, you can persuade, you can bribe, you can just flat out steal.
Right.
You can let your party fight in one room while you're stealing the real thing and getting out with the MacGuffin.
Yeah, see, I don't approve of thuggishness or foot pads or that type of thing, but that gentleman thief or that, that smart aleck rogue.
The Scallywag.
Yeah.
They are like a quintessential, character in the fantasy literature as well as the D&D universe.
Thief and Acha.
Right?
Subutai! Exactly! You stole my guy for the media.
Well, just wait. So we've discussed what we like about playing a rogue. So that pretty much covers the pro of rogues.
Yeah.
What's the con of being a rogue?
I mean,
besides that your armor class is not that great.
you can die pretty easily.
Yeah, you do tend to be the point man.
Mm-hmm.
So you are more likely to be, cut off from the party.
Left out in the wind.
Exactly.
On a tightrope.
Disavowed. That type of thing, I think can be a con. Also, if people know you to be a rogue, they don't trust you.
Right, you can be really typecast. And I also think there are so many things that you could do with a rogue that would be so fun that min-maxing is not really an option in the same way. Not that I personally like to min-max, to be honest. Sometimes when I'm rolling up my sheet in other groups, not this group, people are like, well, why are you putting points there? I'm like, because I, the human, am going to use this skill whether my character would or not. So I better have some fucking points in it because
Exactly. You play more characters opposed to
persona versus stats.
Yeah, I'm persona driven too.
So, but that is also a challenge because you have a set number of points to spend around, and the same need to build up certain stats. But I think in the early levels, Rogue is a little weaker until they kind of pick up steam. At a certain point, they're just awfully nice.
Yes.
I really like them. But yeah, you die a lot.
They do get beaten to the ground often.
A lot.
Especially when they're caught picking a pocket.
You know, and I thought of another sort of con is that people think a rogue is going to be easy to play. Mm-hmm. And so they kind of go in, and if you have a party with somebody who's not savvy on a rogue, you can really fuck up your party. Yeah. And, you know, you do have to be very canny and cunning with how you play your rogue. Because they are squishy, then just going in and doing combat is not always your best answer. Mm-hmm. And if you've got a group that's like heavily involved in combat all the time, doing lots of fighting, lots of, you know, encounters of that variety, it can be boring to be a rogue.
True, and that, or you have to customize your rogue to like the assassin type, or where it deals with rapiers and stuff as opposed to other types. So they do have the very killy rogue, the more like warlike one. But I mean, do you really want all the same character or the same type of character in a group?
No,
I like variety.
I love variety.
How boring would it be to have all the same types of characters? Like,
yeah.
The boringest.
Although we have talked about like doing in like an all bard group, and there are so many different types of bards, it would be a hoot. But if we were all the same bard, oh my god, that would be boring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Because then we'd have to play a game like Blades in the Dark instead of D&D, because that way our rogues are different.
Mm-hmm.
If you played all bards, man, you'd have to be like a singing group.
Oh my god. Yeah. Note to future self.
Yes, the Dark Vision Dames are already wanting to do an all-bard group when we get together.
Oh, that's cool.
So, for rogues, they have lots of great class features.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go last in case I have to pick a different one that I already had picked out.
Right.
Who wants to go first with your favorite class feature that rogues get?
I like the dash.
The cunning action.
The cunning action.
Level.
Oh my god.
Justin is
because I remember on Tilda, man, just having that extra where you can automatically either hide or dash.
Because you can choose to disengage, to dash, or to hide as a bonus action instead of a movement action.
What was great is if you're a halfling, you're short, so your speed isn't as high.
Right.
So that dash gave you just that little extra to help keep up with a group. Mm-hmm. Plus, it was just fun. And like, ooh, attack, hide.
Yep, you get that freebie hide.
Yes.
Or the disengage, so you can get out of range if you got your bow. So you can step back 5 feet, shoot him in the face with the bow.
I mean, that was my personal fave.
Because Tilda got a heck of a lot of use.
Oh my god, remember when I
ran
down that orc?
Shaman?
He killed Bertram!
Right? He needed to die.
I know, right?
He needed to die.
And, that's right, you guys didn't know about that. That I looted him and they didn't. He had nothing on him, I swear.
Yeah, no, Tilda loved to loot the bodies.
Loot the bodies!
So, I haven't played a rogue in 5th edition, so I'm actually not that familiar with their features, their feats, their skills, all of that. But I know in 4th edition, I loved the ability that I could so easily get, advantage with a party member, and how much utility I got from that. And I also really adored, which is not a skill you have in this edition, but the dungeoneering was rad as far as I was concerned. Looking over the class right now, I'm just like, evasion sounds really good.
I do like how they do the rogue damage attack now. You don't have to be flanking an enemy, you just have to have an ally adjacent to the enemy for the rogue damage, which is nice.
That is nice. Although I got really good at paying attention to the battle map and being really on top of
super tactical.
My tactical positioning, which I thought upped my game as a player, and I really liked that. I did play Warhammer in the past, so I do like a little bit of a tactical experience, if you will.
And rogues definitely are one of the tactical characters. I mean, it's rogues and, you know, the Battlemaster Fighter are the only two real tactical characters out there.
Yeah, Warlord was a great character in 4th edition.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yep.
It was really good.
Which is what they kind of made the Battlemaster Fighter as a kind of warlord, which is nice.
Yeah.
It's all about tactics at that point.
Solid.
Another nice thing about rogues is they are easy to multi-class.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
that's true.
One of my faves, the Bard Rogue.
The Bard Rogue.
Because that feeds the classic Bard archetype of the half wizard, half rogue.
Well, and Cake's favorite, my cat's favorite, is definitely the Cleric Rogue. Or the Rogue Cleric, obviously.
Bite heel.
Kate's favorite?
Yeah, Rogue Cleric.
First he'll be all cleric-y and love you, and then all of a sudden attack.
Right, and then he's like, oh, here, let me make you feel better. Kiss, 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 lick, 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 rub, 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 bite. So, hi, Cake.
That is so Cake.
Yeah.
He's agreeing over there right now.
So, Evie, you haven't played the rogue class, but you've seen rogues played a bit. What did you like in terms of their... We'll tell you about features, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just really like stealth is really awesome to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can find a lot of things out. I mean, part of the thing that I'm getting from D&D is that you have to like almost solve a mystery, and they can sneak in and they can find stuff out better than others.
Yeah.
Well, especially when you've got a good DM like ours, who makes things more complicated.
So it's not just kick in the door and kill everything in the room.
You'd just be murdering hobos, you mean?
Not most of the time. Most of the time you can't just be a murdering hobo. Sometimes you can, though.
Yeah.
So my favorite feat of the rogues is the expertise. At first level, you get to pick 2 of your skills and double your proficiency bonus to it. So that's how it helps make rogues super skill monkeys. Because 2 of your skills, you are super skillful at.
Heck yes.
So it can be like your stealth and your perception, or it can be your thieves' tools and your stealth, depending on how you want your rogue to specialize out.
Nice.
And then, of course, at 6th level, they get to pick 2 more skills. Which means you're getting that super creepy. And that's the sound you hear as the rogue when you stealth. And you get the whole Halloween music.
Oh, yes, of course, as you do.
Ultimate monster rogue who's in every closet.
Alright.
Okay, so we got... what do you think would be an interesting background to pair with a rogue? Because now that the 5th edition's got the ability of having backgrounds as well as classes.
I was thinking about this. Justin and I were actually discussing it earlier. Like, I think an interesting one would be Acolyte.
Yeah.
You know, because of course, you know, I was thinking about, remember when we played that game World of Do?
Mm-hmm.
With the creator and stuff, and
With
you
Ben.
played the thief,
Ascension.
the monk, though.
Yeah.
So he's pretending to be a monk, but he's really this thief. And I just thought, I mean, and you just played it so well that I think that somebody could really have fun with that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, alms, and then he swipes the, you know, I mean, it's despicable.
Right.
But, you know.
When people give you their alms, you can see where they're keeping their money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they pull out that fat purse and drop some coins in your bowl.
Exactly. You know? I mean, so I think, you know, and plus because there's this, you know, they would appear at first glance to be opposite ends of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah,
but
no, they would.
You could have...
a couple of priests, and then there you go.
Yeah. And then, if you think about it, not everybody's cut out to be a priest, so maybe they started out as an acolyte, but they realized, nope, this life's not for me. I mean...
Pulling a few coins out of the donation bowl.
Exactly. So...
Hello, Cake.
And doing a runner. First, you know, you never know. They might have been put into, like, the monastery as a child and didn't have a choice.
True.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me look at the backgrounds again, Jim.
Okay. So I can read them off to you as well.
Yeah,
You've got
yeah.
Acolyte, which is basically some kind of religion, which you could even have like in Game of Thrones, the God of Faces.
Right.
Sort of like D&D's God of Masks.
Oh my gosh, that would
You
be
could
so
be
cool.
You've got the Charlatan, which is pretty much a criminal to start with.
And also, I've played with the charlatan background a few times, and I find it really fun.
You've got the Criminal for just the straight up crime types.
But I see, sometimes I think that's just a little too obvious.
Redundant.
It's too, like, yeah, banal.
We've got my personal favorite pick, which we've had in our gaming group, which is the Entertainer.
Oh my gosh, we love having the Entertainer.
Rogues.
Which in the Dark Vision games, Talia plays a rogue who's an entertainer who pretends to be a bard until she leveled up to pick a level of bard.
So that she can
So
pull
no
it off
one knew
better.
she was a rogue, which I thought was a great turn of play on it.
And she's great because she likes to talk her way out of things as opposed to, get physical.
Right.
We have the Folk Hero, which leans right towards the Robin Hood angle.
Yeah.
There's the Guild Artisan, which means you're great at making something. You're a crafter.
That's what I did with my monk. And
Think about it.
So fun.
And that's like the gentleman thief. That one guy who doesn't really matter what he steals. It's just, he's going to go for the most elaborate, most, sought after thing. The one that is the most protected just for the chance of beating them.
Just the thrill.
Yeah.
So like Ocean's 11 type.
Yeah. No, they wanted the money too. But...
And then you've got the alternate version, which is a guild merchant, which could be interesting because you're fence.
Oh my gosh.
Guild
that
merchants.
would totally be fun.
Then you've got the hermit.
That one totally, I'm sorry. Well, it's that thief that doesn't associate with anybody.
It's that survivalist in the woods.
But it's not my cuppa.
No, I just don't think that it's a...
Then we got the biggest thief of them all, the noble.
Oh. Right.
And then we have the variant of the noble, which is the noble knight. Then we have the outlander, which is a perfect one if you had to leave your people because you're a thief.
That's a reaver.
Right.
And then we have the sage, which could be interesting.
That would be interesting.
Maybe you became a rogue to get forbidden lost knowledge.
Or you could be a sage of the
art of
the
theft.
art of
the Fagin.
Yeah.
But not as,
The actual grifters.
Yeah.
Although, trivia, do you know what Fagin means?
No.
Like little voice, like little bird voice. Little bird.
Oh
like
my
a
gosh.
little snitch.
That's good.
Yeah, it's like...
That's good.
If I remember correctly.
And then there's the sailor, which leads it for a really good pirate
Swashbuckler.
Right.
And of course, the alternate pirate. And then you've got the soldier.
Oh.
I can see, but now I would see a soldier rogue as a thug.
Right.
Skill-wise, it complements each other really well.
Yeah, I see that.
Because it makes you into more of a raider than a...
And I can...
You're going a Viking?
Mm-hmm.
Right, and I'm kind of thinking of, there have been some characters in books and different,
Fafnir
media.
Grey Mouser.
Yes.
You have the more traditional rogue, but then you've got this big barbarian kind of guy,
Right.
Conan and Subutai.
Yeah. Conan put a couple levels of rogue there after he went barbarian.
Yeah, no, Conan was pretty sure he was, gonna steal stuff and be a barbarian, too.
Let's be honest. He started a barbarian, took a couple levels of rogue, and took a couple levels of fighter when he became a warlord.
Right.
And then the last one we have is the urchin, which that's always a dangerous combination with the rogue.
Right. I mean, I always see Urchin as being like a kid or a younger character, which is not usually what I want to play in a game.
Well,
but
it's the background, so it's how you grew up.
Oh, that's fair.
All right. You could do the Aladdin thing.
Yeah, you were that kid that grew up on the streets.
Yep.
Yeah, you were the Artful Dodger, and that's your background.
I love the Artful Dodger.
Not what you currently are, but that's what formed you.
But you grew up as a street rat.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Like Aladdin, the filthy street rat.
Or Artful Dodger, who's definitely one of my favorite characters of all time.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked the Dodger from Terry Pratchett.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, right?
He did the character, he drew up the character really beautifully and fleshed it out really beautifully.
Oh,
That's
Terry
a rogue I could live with.
Oh, Terry Pratchett.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Very sad indeed.
I may have been rereading Pratchett lately, so by may I mean I have been.
You might have been forced to.
Yeah, it's so terrible.
Yeah, to me.
Yeah, it is pretty bad.
So what's a combination
that's
you would
the
like
sad
to
part
see?
of it is like, yeah, I have to go back and reread, even though I've read them a bazillion times.
Yeah, but still. No,
It's nice to get to revisit an old friend.
I think I've never seen one played as the guild merchant, so that would be fun to see. And with Kelly, Acolyte would be...
Have you ever read David Eddings?
Oh, yes.
The Sword and the Sorcerer. Prince Radic. Silk.
Oh my god!
Guild Merchants!
I love Silk. He's probably
He would be a guild merchant.
He's the noble road.
Yeah. The Drasnian merchant
also
who is a thief.
Silk is probably the best character in the whole
he's
series.
Awesome.
He holds up the best. Some of them have aged a little bit in weird ways for me as an adult, but I have read those books
and love how
times.
he tortured Barrack.
Oh my god, Silk. Oh, so good. And then he met his, match in
And
Velvet.
then he explains Thieves Can't.
Yes, I love that.
The beautiful explanation of, we were having a conversation, but our hands were saying something completely different.
Right? I love that feature of...
And he taught it to Garion.
The series.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
So he's a perfect example of
the
guild merchant. How good a guild merchant
as a rogue
background as a rogue could be.
And he's just such a great character. So yeah, I would love to see that played out.
How about you, Evie?
I agree that Silk totally is rogue. He's 100% rogue.
For those of you who may not know what we're talking about, the author David Eddings wrote a series of books called The Belgariad, and the character is in that series.
And he followed it up with another 6-book series, The Malorian, which follows most of those characters as well. It's really fun. They were written in the 80s, you can kind of tell, but they're still really charming.
Yeah, they have a lot of archetypes.
I way through the audiobooks of them, but they pissed me off because the last book of the Belgariad took him 4 years to come out with it after the others had been written.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and the thing is, the first books were actually all, the first 3 books were one book, and they made him split it up.
Oh, okay. Oh.
So...
would have been a really long first book.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is why they made him split it up.
But also, on the David Eddings front, he finally came out and just acknowledged that his wife had co-written all of those books with him.
Which is good.
Which is good, except the covers still say David Eddings. Just saying. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. And they are filled with a lot of archetypes.
They are, but they're fun reads. Yeah.
In some ways, it reminds me a lot of the Parteon Chronicles.
Oh, which
But the Parteon Chronicles are just amazing. Young adult fiction. Actually, the last one in the series won the Newbery Award.
Oh, cool.
But
also more in the 70s and 80s, you got a lot of that sort of sword and sorcery fantasy where there were a lot of archetypes and really, really in the mold of Tolkien's writings. I like them. They're wonderful comfort reads to me.
Yep.
So,
but we're digressing.
Tangent.
Tangent.
Okay. See, me, I would like to go Soldier Rogue.
We were just discussing one of the ones in media.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Soldier Rogue.
Yes.
Okay. Rogue, Pippin.
Oh, we're getting to the one in media.
Yeah.
So
my pick would be the Soldier Rogue, because that would complement a rogue really well. Because you could do the background of you were the quartermaster.
Oh my god.
That classic movie archetype character, the thief soldier who supplies his people.
Yeah, it also makes me think of Sean Bean in Sharp's Rifles in the whole Sharp series.
Oh yeah.
He's sort of like a soldier rogue, although he was not a grifter off of the quartermaster's role, but he's definitely a soldier rogue.
So we were obviously slipping into the what is your favorite rogue in media?
Right, and Evie, Pippin,
kind of a rogue.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think he's a rogue, or is he just...
Pippin in the musical, right? Or Pippin in Lord of the Rings?
In Tolkien.
Oh, Pippin in Tolkien is definitely a rogue. He's a great
He's
rogue.
that halfling rogue that, you know,
Yes.
but in a, you know, the fun, silly...
In a very innocent way.
Yes.
Yes.
Innocent.
He changes over the course of the story, though.
Yeah.
Of course. They
Pretty much all of them do with that huge story arc that they've got.
Yeah. And I love the way he and Mary change in the books, which is not really expanded in the movies that much.
Well, to a certain degree they are, because they're all, like, you see them at the end, and they're like, here are all these, you know, hobbits having this grand time, and they're just kind of having their drinks quietly, and
because
like,
they've
they
seen
can't
some
quite,
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've definitely seen some shit.
They've been to the...
What happens to Pippin and Mary...
Yeah.
They're completely different when they come back. They're serious leaders.
Yeah,
I mean,
we all know who the real hero is.
Let's look at Pippin with the trance.
Right?
The mere fact that he's manipulating the trance to see the truth because he needs to see the truth.
Right, and in the books, they drink from the Ent water juice fountain,
Stuff.
and they grow. And they come back and they're like tall halflings who are like, we are gonna take care of biz. And people are like, shit, you were stealing cabbages when you left. What happened?
Now you're Billy Badasses.
Right?
Armor and shit.
Yeah?
Yes.
But we all know it's Samwise who's the real hero, not Frodo who had the publicist.
Right.
Frodo was just the ring bearer.
Poor Frodo. No,
Sam was the real hero.
A pretty amazing character.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot more to Samwise. When first time I read it, like in 3rd grade, Frodo was all that. But the more I read it, the more times I read it, the more I realize that Sam really is
He's
the incredible growth of character.
And I would not call Sam a rogue.
No, he was not a rogue.
He was not. If anything, I would say that he was the cleric. He was a cleric.
I would have called him a cleric or a paladin.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't really fight that much.
No, he's like...
but he's always there to support and look after.
Yeah.
Let's not forget when he starts the war between the goblins and the orcs.
So fucking
One
clever.
stab and he throws the whole place into chaos.
So good.
One deception roll with a natural 20, and the orcs and the goblins get each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can stand there and absorb the experience points.
Oh my god, Samwise is the
No, but
bomb.
Sam has his moments.
Mm-hmm.
He had his moments. Let's see, other rogues. Okay. Star Wars.
Okay.
Rogue we all love Han.
Of course.
He's rogue all the way through and through.
He's a smuggler rogue.
In our society.
We're talking about Han Solo.
Yep.
Han Solo.
The best.
Yep.
Totally.
So what do you have, Kelly?
He's a very lovable, charming...
Uh-huh.
Scallywag.
Scruffy nerve herder.
If I'm going classic, and we're talking movies, you know, Subutai, you know, Thief,
Subutai.
Acha,
He's a badass.
He is, but the whole, you know, and then with Conan and Valeria, you know, Lion Zeta. Come on, that was funny. You know,
So good.
if I was gonna go for like literature, there's some interesting ones. Of course, we already mentioned Fafnir and the Grey Mouser, but there's also one like I loved the Stainless Steel Rat series.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't read that.
Harrison.
You've got the books.
How about Moist Fun Lipstick?
Oh my god. I love Moist. That
Moist
is
is rogue all the way.
a Pratchett rogue through and through. He's so good.
But there's so many different, and like if you're gonna go video games, you know,
Our friend Glenn, who partners with me doing comedy, was saying that the Rogue from Hearthstone is like his favorite.
It's a great as
The
a card
rogue
game
class.
goes. It plays just like a rogue would in World of Warcraft or D&D.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I don't play rogues in World of Warcraft, though I play other characters.
I played around
But-
in World of Warcraft.
But look at the Assassin's Creed series.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
totally
It is
that's
hugely
totally a rogue.
popular, and it's rogue.
The mere fact you can pop your hood up and blend right in.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no, it's not just the badass costumes that make that game
I'm
good.
sorry. I love the brother and sister from Syndicate.
Yep.
Assassin's
Assassin's Creed Syndicate, the Victorian one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like I
The
mean,
totally steampunk one.
Jacob
Jacob and Evie.
Evie
have
Fry.
you
Yep.
seen Gentleman Robot and Lady Pepper's cosplay of those?
No, but I would love to.
So good. I love the costuming from Assassin's Creed.
Mm-hmm.
I-
All of them.
All of it is really good. I haven't played it, so I probably love it most for the costuming. I can't play that game because it gives me vertigo,
Mhm.
but I love the look.
I know.
I'm console-nette. I mean, I'm like,
Kelly always insists I play with her watching so she can see the pretty outfits.
Yeah, no, the costumes
I
are amazing.
am console-inept.
See, I've got a rogue that you guys will both swoon and fall in love with because you know him. Tasselhoff
Burfoot. No, Jocelyn didn't know him. I mentioned him earlier today.
Good old
She has
Tass
never
the
read.
Kinder from-
Yes, she has never read Dragonlance,
Never
so
read
he was one of the
Dragonlance.
ones that I thought of
Mhm.
too. He is what Tilda was based off of.
Tasselhoff is a Kinder, which is Dragonlance's
Like a-
version of
a
halflings.
halflings.
Okay.
Except Kinders have no concept of ownership.
Oh.
So when they steal things, they merely thought you forgot about it and left it behind and didn't want you to forget the special thing, so they took it and put it in their bag.
Yeah. No,
That's very thoughtful.
Yes.
part of Tilda's mannerisms I adopted in
From
honor of
Kinders.
Tasselhoff Burfoot.
That's awesome.
You know,
And
that's
in
why
classic-
she's, you know,
And in
as-
classic fantasy book, it's Tass. You
Mm.
shorten the name to the first three letters.
Of course. Of course.
And he's basically this cute little lovable guy that he'll steal from you, piss you off, but he'll be so cute. You just have to forgive
You
him
know,
right
Tilda.
after.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's,
God.
that's even in Dragonlance, they joke that's one of the Kinder's natural things, is they're naturally cute and adorable.
Oh my god.
So they're more like, if you were to take like a monkey
So
boy.
even Kinder in real life?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, this cute little monkey child that's just so,
Mhm.
totally adorable. They might be rummaging through your bag stealing your shit, but you just can't be mad at them for long.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
That's good.
And their racial weapon is basically a staff with a sling and shot at the end.
That's
So it's
cool.
a, almost like an addle version of a sling.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love Tass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I haven't read Dragonlance, but that sounds like an amazing character.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we were talking about it a bit earlier, the first one I came up with was Loki.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the archetype of rogue right there.
especially in the MCU, I love the way they've developed Loki, and I don't care what anybody says about the current movie. Loki's gonna live.
Nothing happens to Loki. It's his gift. It's his superpower.
Loki's gonna live.
He's like a cockroach.
Yes, or something. Anyway, I love Loki. He's a great character. I love a lot of the tricksters in myth, in literature, and so I'm going to throw out one from these books by Patricia Briggs that are about shapeshifters and werewolves. Mercy Thompson from her what is it? Oh my gosh, what's the name of the series?
And you don't have access to your phone because it's on Skype.
Yeah, but I've got the books
Oh.
right here.
I've got them too. Wonderful. I love that the heroine's a mechanic.
Right? So Mercy Thompson from her series of books about the werewolves in the Columbia Basin werewolves in Washington. I can't remember the name of that series. The second series is Alpha and Omega, but it's really Mercy Thompson. And the Mercedes Thompson books by Patricia Briggs are all about her. She turns into a coyote. She's the weakest person in the room. She's also the cleverest. she has to come up with all these cunning ways of solving
Coyote.
really complicated problems where werewolves are just like, we're gonna like kill it with fire, and she's like, yeah, but I've already solved the problem in this cheeky way. She's great. She's a wonderful character.
Like Blood Moon, Changer's Moon.
Yes.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But see, that's one nice thing with the rogues is they have to find the workaround. They can't go straight on at the problem. They have to go for the workaround.
Exactly. So those are
Or from
fantastic.
behind.
Yeah. Hey, that's one of those great things of you hide it against the curtain. You throw a bunch of your caltrops or marbles down the hallway, so they go to investigate. They walk right past you. You shank them in the back. You know.
Well, and that's why you can have different types of rogues because, like, remember when we did the Dresden game? I created my character first who was a thief.
Yeah.
She was a thief changeling, and, that was her thing, but she stole because she was an orphan. They were, orphans, and she did it to get by. She did it to help her sister and herself. And the other orphans. And then when my mom joined the game, she's like, I'm going to become a thief. And I'm like, but thief's already been taken. But it's like, no, I'm going to be a jewel thief. I come from a super rich family and, I have lots of resources and all this stuff. So literally my character would steal from her because she was the type... her type of thief.
She was the high class thief stealing just to do it
you're
for a
a
hobby.
Poser, whereas, so she would do that. We had this whole run where Mom had no idea that I had stolen her Fabergé egg.
Yeah.
And I blamed it on this other thief.
Bad guy that was...
And nobody, she's like, and I'm like laughing this whole time, like I had written a note to Jim. And then finally my sister snitched me out. Mom, Kelly stole it. I'm like, what?
Because she was the Knight of Autumn.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Really?
But.
So, yeah.
She knocked you out? Oh my
Yeah, my sister narked on me.
That's terrible. So the books are the Mercedes Thompson books by Patricia Briggs, and the first one is Moon Called. It's really good. So I recommend those. She's a great modern day woman who's a rogue, and they're really fun take on the whole like modern urban fantasy werewolf.
See, we'll have to borrow those and bring you the Stainless Steel Rat, because the Stainless Steel Rat is a great
It's an
series.
older series.
Yeah, it's a really old series, but it's really good.
And Harry Harrison.
Yeah, the Patricia Briggs books are excellent.
Yeah, no, they're like crack.
It's sci-fi, basically, because what it is as a world and the universe becomes more stainless steel, a rat has to adapt.
Oh, right.
That's why he's the stainless steel rat.
Gotcha. That's clever as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how about this rogue? In Mercedes Lackey, the Valdemar book, Skiff.
Oh,
I don't know the series.
Oh my god. Oh, you don't know the series?
No. No, I don't.
Give her the selling points. Don't die.
I've read some Mercedes Lackey, but not...
Not the Valdemar books?
Nope.
Okay, so the Valdemar books are only the best books written by Mercedes Lackey. And they're taking place in a magical world where basically mages bond with these white horses who are like their spirit creatures, and there's this wonderful dynamic between them. It's just really good.
Have you...
I always like the Hawk Brothers the best, though. They're awesome.
Have you ever read David Weber? His oh my god, the Oath. The first book is called The Oath of Swords, and there's this character, and he's a Hadrani, which is like this really tall race with pointed ears and stuff. But they're known as horse thieves.
Oh.
And
more than just
they're
thieves.
like hated by everybody. They're like, just this hated race. But then here's this horse thief warrior guy, who, and they steal horses because they had to in order to survive.
Eat them.
you know, and because they're too big to ride them,
Okay.
you know.
Think of
But
these ogres with
they're not
Arabians
ogres.
with their horses, and they're eating their horses.
Okay.
Absolute taboo.
But that, you know, so then they have this whole culture where they're thieves, you know, and that's how they survive.
They thought horses were
But
like cows.
oh my god, it's a fabulous series, and there's gods, and he asks one to be his champion.
Okay, we are
because-
not at all getting on.
No, we're
we
totally
digress
We're on a
horribly.
tangent.
So is there anything else you want to drop on rogues, guys?
Oh my gosh.
Are you going to go rogue while we're talking about rogues?
I think we did go rogue.
We did
as we're
went
talking
rogue.
about rogues. Clearly, on one of these round circles, we're going to need to talk about the books that inspire us.
We need a book circle.
Yeah.
Because, you know.
How about all of the Wee Free Men?
Yeah, but we're not talking about the book circle right now, girl. Unless you're saying all of the Wee Free Men are rogues.
Yes. They're all rogues.
That's legit. They are all rogues.
Okay, so this is probably then a good place to wrap up the rogues for the rogues to stealth and sneak away. Do.
Oh, where'd they
Rogues.
go?
In a sense, rogues are awesome.
Yeah, love the rogues.
So be willing to go rogue and try a rogue out every now and then. Or even multi-class rogue. Because
Yeah.
Exactly.
being a barbarian that gets sneak attack damage is always a good thing.
You know, here's my one last comment, is I've never gotten to play a rogue long enough that I could even think about multi-class.
Wow.
So,
You have to rectify this.
I have been studying.
Okay. Well, Dungeon Master, you're going to have to let me play a rogue sometime soon.
Okay.
Okay, so that's my
Okay.
last comment on that.
So that is a good place to wrap it up there then.
Woohoo!
As, you know, I'll throw in some rogue stealth out sound effects.
Right, yes.
Shank, shank,
Because rogues like it from behind.
Oh,
shank, 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 shank,
Shake, shake,
shank the
shake,
body,
shake, shake,
shank the body.
so good.
Thank you for listening to D&D Journey of the 5th Edition, a member of the Creative Play and Podcast Network. And remember, be careful out there. There be dragons about.
Had to record the introducing you to the what the fuck idea.
Right? Oh, did you record the what the fuck?
I did record the what the fuck idea.
The what the fuck idea is awesome.
So we will get to work.
Do you have a player manual, Evie?
A player handbook?
No, I do not. I'm going to get one.
We should put Evie in the screen because we're just looking at ourselves right now.
How do we touch her thing?
Try touching her head.
Touch me.
Touch her.
Touch you.
I think you need to engage your video camera.
Because we see this really cute picture of you. Your hair is like really red. And your
That's
face,
just her,
her.
Let's see. Wait.
Ah!
Woohoo!
We
Woo!
figured out the internet.
I had bumped the
It's all right.
camera.
And you were like crystal clear.
It works. It works.